Hello all, welcome to Sourcing Intel demo. This is a multi-agent supply chain intelligence platform. Imagine a conflict starts in the Middle East or a tariff policy changes overnight. As a procurement manager, you need to know the impact and the risks involved. That analysis usually takes days, but Sourcing Intel does it in minutes, and that too on the entirely on the device, and no pricing data ever leaves your machine. Let's start with the screen on the left. You could see a chat interface, which is an intelligence assistant, where you can query, analyze, and identify different cost-saving opportunities using your data. Let's start with the first query there, what you're seeing. Let's identify the top saving opportunities across our inventory. Here is the response. There are 10 inventory items matched, and the LLM has given the output based on the data provided by the inventory agent. You could also find the 10 elements identified and the evidence here, which you could see here, and the agent called. On the right side, you could see the live ticker that pulls oil prices, forex rates from different sources, all through our MCP2 layer, and these get updated in the real time. And then you have the risk map on the right side, which is our real-time situation room. Every 5 minutes, we have a background poller that pulls different events from globally, from being it a travel advisory or news from BBC or RSS feeds from Reuters. All these are consolidated and streamed live via server events, and that's what you are seeing here on the screen. And then you could also see on the top the risk radar that auto ranks the three most critical countries by our supply risk index. And then at the bottom, this is the convergence detection. When tariff changes or conflict events and travel advices all fire for the same country, simultaneously we are going to flag it here. This is a much stronger signal than any source alone. Let's do a deep analysis here. For Iran, it's showing as critical 100. So let's do a deep analysis. We received the response and it shows five active alerts for Iran basically. All has been consolidated here in the response, and you could see two MCP tools invoked for capturing these alerts and everything, and five live risk alerts. And this is the geo risk agent that was involved here. Here are a couple of queries which shows the responsibility patterns. User is asking to generate some harmful content, and the LLM response. It is not even LLM. Even before receiving going to the LLM, we are getting a response. This is a supply chain intelligence assistant, and you could ask only about the supply chain. Similarly, here the user is asking to lead the inventory, and you could see the response protected here. And I would like to also show the tracing capability which was included here. You could see the calls like from market center to the tariff agent, and the duration and timestamps and the status of written. Everything has been traced for each of the responses. The next screen is about the supply chain health, all about the portfolio's diversification health. You could see China is the largest concentrated risk here. This is the AI insight, which is asking, providing the output saying that we have issue with China, and you have to diversify with different other countries based on the lower risk. This is all generated by the AI, by the way. And the next screen is the tariff simulator. Say, for example, overnight, if a tariff rate changes from 25% to 30%, this particular screen calculates all the savings across your SKUs and gives the switching opportunities. And you also have an option to generate an AI insight out of based on this data. And this data we can use, procurement teams can use to pre-plan for different tariff scenarios even before it is getting convinced or becomes a law. And in the next screen, there are two tabs here. One is about the world brief and the morning brief. World brief, you could see that this is an LLM generated summary based out of the global sourcing landscape based on live SRI data refreshed every year. And you could also see the live headlines. And this insight is provided based on this particular input. You could also see the current Iran war and the Middle East war, which is going on, all consolidated based on this one. That's a world brief for you. The next section here is a morning brief where it gets agentic here. There are all risk signals across every country, ranks, decisions by agency, and everything is calculated and presented here in a decision queue. We could apply, approve, or defer, or you could approve and analyze here. Let's see how it's get analyzed. You could see the response on the left with the sourcing, savings, and everything on the left, calculated on your data, which countries you need to switch because of the Middle East war, the current situation which is going on. and all the orchestrator. You can see the five risk alerts here as well. Thank you for joining.